Hi there, it's Christine. I'm a demonstrator of Stampin' Up, and we're going to make some alternate cards with this month's Spooky Treats Paper Pumpkin Kit. So every month I prepare a little extra packet for my subscribers, and we make 2 cards based on the kit. So in this case, and my glasses are filthy, sorry. All right, I can almost see. So in this case, the kit makes these adorable little treat boxes. Which I've got a few made here. They're just so cute. So I wanted to make some cards that could go along with these. So I'll set the instructions aside. All you need is the kit, your ink spot that came in it, your stamps, and you'll need some scissors. And you can use the dimensionals that came with the kit as well as the tear and tape. And I've got glue, some kind of adhesive. And that is it. So I'm going to use the full-size stamp pad just because I find it easier. And I've got my blocks, which you probably can't see. Got my acrylic blocks. All right, so this is the finished card that we're making. And we don't forget the inside. I stamped a ghost at full strength and then another one stamped off, so he's ghostly. So yeah, in your envelope that you received, you've got a piece of gray. This is, I've forgotten which gray I used. I don't think it's gray granite. It's Smokey Slate. This is Smokey Slate. So 4 1/4 by 11. I have scored it at 5 1/4, and I am just scored it at 5 1/2, sorry, and I'm just burnishing that fold so it's nice and flat. And then we've got some of the new Designer Series paper. It's really fun. It's got like black and gray on one side and then the white and black on the other side, so it can be used for a lot of different occasions. And there's a bunch of different patterns in it too. So I'm going to keep things kind of simple and get as much out of the way as I can. So I'm going to put this as my base. I'm just going to use glue for that. So this will be my first layer. I'll put the proper name of that paper in the description on the YouTube video as well, if you're curious, as well as the names of other things that I've added. So that can get centered on-ish. There we go. Then we've got a piece of this Glimmer Paper. That's the, that is the in color Glimmer Paper. So that's using Orchid Oasis. And we've got a piece of gray. This is going to make our gravestones. And we've got a die cut using the Scallopped Contours Dies. So I'm going to put these bits aside for now. Actually, we'll do all our stamping, so we'll keep all of these somewhat out. Hold on, I am missing something for this one. You should also have a piece of darker gray in your kit, and I don't know why I don't. I hope you do. If you don't, let me know, and I will get it to you. Goodness. I forgot to include a scrap of gray in my own, so I'm just going to grab that. Sorry for the pause here. And the big question is, where is my gray paper? All right, we are back in business. So you'll also have a piece of, which one's this? Basic gray in your kit, just a small piece. And that'll be used to make our gravestones. But we don't need to stamp on that. So let's do, I'll go back to my sample here. So I'm going to stamp some bats just to add a little bit of emphasis. And we're going to stamp our little ghosts and Happy Halloween. So always keep your cellophane covering because you can put it back on after and it protects your stamps. So we're going to stamp our little ghost first. I'm going to avoid where I smudged the ink. There we go. And we're going to be cutting him out as well. Now you could do stars instead of bats if you prefer. But I'm going to go with the bats because they're fun. So this is rather approximate. There we go. And there are no rules. If you don't love this design or if you have other ideas, please switch it up. This is your card. And then I'm doing the Happy Halloween on the skinny gray piece over here. And there we go. So I'm going to put my ink away because I don't want to stick my fingers in it any more than I already have. And I'll get my scissors out. So we're going to cut out our little ghost. I rather like the shape of this guy. He's pretty simple to cut out. I find it easiest to start with the rounded part and do the points afterward, but if you prefer to start with the points, you can do that too. So I had gone to Bulk Barn to fill up my little treat boxes, and not all the candies made it into the treat boxes, so I'm going to need to go back and get some more. Halloween candy is kind of my downfall. I've been doing so well all summer and kayaking and spending a ton of time outside. Now it's cold and I just want sugar and carbs and yumminess. But I'm trying to keep up my walks. I got a warm jacket and fleece-lined leggings. Best invention ever. So I've been bundling up this week and going out anyway. Which kind of makes up for the treats a bit. Some of you may know that we have a puppy. And she has not learned what loose leash walking is yet, which can be a bit frustrating. All right, while I've got my scissors out, I'm going to make some little gravestones. So I'm going to cut 4 of these. And this is really approximate, totally freehand. So I've cut 4 pieces, roughly the same width. I'm going to try to round the top of one. I want them to not be the same. The idea is that this is an old graveyard with things that are falling apart. So I'm even going to just rip one of these and that'll be a broken gravestone. I'm going to make this one smaller with kind of misshapen traditional shape. And then if you've got a black pen, you can actually, what have I got going here? I've got 1, 2, 3. If you have a black pen, you can write on them. I know they're super small, but RIP or just like scribbled writing, which is kind of what I did on mine. There we go. And I'm just going to use the end of this one for a very short gravestone. There we go. So those are all the components to this card. What have I got going here? Okay, I've got all my pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is build my graveyard. And I'm just going to grab my black Stampin' Write marker to add a little bit of something here. This one will say B, B-E-A, and then Frayed is the last name. Be Afraid. And then for this one, here lies Mr. Bones. And then this one's ripped because it broke. So I'm just gonna have some fake writing. And this really tiny one, I'll just do some squiggles too. And this one will write R-I-P. There we go. And then we'll glue these down. So my intention is to put dimensionals behind our ghost. And we're gonna have dimensionals up top up here. So I don't wanna have dimensionals on everything, but I'm gonna put dimensionals behind the biggest one. And I'll just glue these with regular glue. So flipping them over, just gonna dab a tiny bit of glue on each one. And I'm gonna put this one here for placement. Now these don't need to be straight either because it's a creepy, abandoned graveyard. I'm very dramatic when it comes to Halloween. I hope that's coming through. And our last one will go here. And then we'll put dimensionals behind that. Now we got mini dimensionals in this kit, which are actually a nice size for this. You can of course use the regular dimensionals and just trim as needed. And don't forget, they've got a huge border around these mini dimensionals. You can cut that border up and use every single centimeter of that sheet, which is phenomenal. All right, now behind our ghost, we're gonna put some more of these. Now, before I glue my ghost down, I'm gonna position where I'd like to have that. I'm not gluing it down yet. I just kind of wanna have an idea where it's going so that I don't put my ghost in the way. Helps to have a plan. All right, so I think I might move that up a bit or over. He's such a happy ghost. All right, that's good. Now it's easier to put this together before you put your sentiment, and that way you'll be able to kind of position it, trim it, do whatever you want. And it'll be the finished product. So I'm just using regular glue. If you're using liquid glue, try not to get it like I just have on the actual die cut part because it will bleed through. And try to put it right side up so that you don't have an upside down card, which, you know, happens to the best of us. All right. You may have received an upside down card from me in the past. These things happen. All right, so I love the sparkle in this. There we go. So I'm going to put this flat, and then I'm going to put dimensionals behind the Happy Halloween to raise that up. You can, if you wish, trim an end or both to have a little bit more of a shape to it. Not mandatory, of course. And I'm likely going to do the same with the Happy Halloween. I'm just going to position this first. The lines in the paper make it a bit easier to line things up too, which is nice. There we go. And for our Happy Halloween, I'm going to continue that angle. And like I said, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that one. So the mini ones are the perfect size. I'm going to put 3. so that the center doesn't sag down on it, but you don't need more than that. Oh, goodness gracious. I find these mini ones that are in the kit are a little bit, it's harder to take the backs off than with the regular ones, but that's okay. All right, and then you can position it more to the edge, more to the top, whatever you like, or dead in the center. That is up to you. And there we have our first card. So I had mentioned I stamped my ghost on the inside. I'm going to do that again because it's really cute. So for this time, I'm going to stamp full stamp strength at the bottom and make our little ghosty. Our stamped off ghosty is going to be up there. It's like the cutest ghost ever. All right, so that is our first card. So I'm going to stop this video and I'll record a separate video for the other card so that if you're doing them individually, you don't have to, you know, fly through an entire video to get to the point you want. So I will be right back.